Brothers and sisters and friends, this afternoon we want to talk about the ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey.
First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Welcome. It's a fresh edition happening right now. My name is Paul B. He's Buddy to Gawd. Man, and it's, what is it, May 7th, 2025?
Already.
It is a Wednesday. It's a hump day. We appreciate everybody that's going to get up with us this morning and jump into some discussion on this hump day.
Man, episode 48, is that real?
It's real. Episode 48 in this season. So
just the season.
Just the season, right?
Man, just collectively, just how many episodes you think we're in, man?
Oh, thousands. Check out the YouTube page, man. Thousands of episodes. Thousands of episodes.
That's crazy.
Because, it's 48 episodes just right now in the season. The season's not over yet. We got, as a matter of fact, we got about another month in the season. When do we take a break? June 15th.
June 15th.
Oh, July 15th usually is when we break off. June, yeah, right.
We come back July 15th.
That's right. So, yeah, man. So, we still got several more episodes to go.
Man. Time.
It's going down. Marlon Harrison gives us a good morning, First Sky family. Good morning. RG says hump day haps. Morning, y'all. What's happening? Pops gives us a good Wednesday morning and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. They had a flash storm out there, a flash like hailstorm and stuff out there, man. He said all the alarms went off and told everybody don't go outside. It's not safe to go outside. Vegas. In Vegas, hit hard out there. We had to look
Hold on. It's flooding in the desert.
And hailstorms.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Craziness. Mama Guy said, good morning, fam. Hot day today. Okay. I was wondering why I was heating up a little bit in the house. Mark Manor says, good morning. Good morning to you, bro. How was your day yesterday? Did you don't really party too much. So what did you do for your birthday? Did you buy some records?
Hey, go to the record store.
Sean McCarthy gives us a morning. Heather Williams gives us a good morning, everyone. Larry Keiser said, what's up Wednesday? Michelle Moreno giving us a good morning. Welcome. We really appreciate everybody getting up early this morning with us on this hump day. Wednesday, May the 7th. Lots going on today. Today, as a matter of fact, May the 7th. It's already heating up. Stuff I know it's getting ready to be summertime when stuff starts happening on Wednesday nights, Thursday nights.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When it starts going up on a Tuesday, you know what it is. How you doing this morning, buddy?
Man, I'm all right. Definitely excited for today's conversation. Ballot or the bullet. Been talking a lot about, what's your bullet, but gonna be talking about the ballot a little bit today.
There you go. We also got a special guest coming in. I know it doesn't say it on the title, but we have a special guest coming in. Brother Marcey Yates over there from the Culxr House is going to join us. So that's going to be awesome. Can't wait to talk to him. As a matter of fact, we could jump into some of these community updates because of the events that are going on this evening.
Yeah.
First and foremost, what he's going to come and talk to us about, the Pop-Up Voter Expo is going down. Pop up, meet the candidates, have conversations. Shout out to Culxr House for always being in the forefront of what's going on in the community politically as well. It's not just a place for music and art and everything else they got going on there, but they've been ground zero since Freedom Summer 2020 for activism as well. So shout out to them. And tonight, Wednesday, is going to be 5:30 tonight, 5:30 to 7:30 is going to be food, music, and community discussion. They're going to talk about learn about community partners, and of course, they're encouraging everybody to vote May 13th because that's when it's all going down. Matter of fact, that's what's coming up. Lincoln already had theirs. Omaha's having there on the 13th. It's going down. These races are coming up, and it's really interesting that we're going to be talking about a little later how John Ewing has been doing because he's been gaining some speed here. Sounds like. Everybody's kind of excited about him coming through, but of course we got the mayoral race that's happening on the 13th, and then city council, all the city council seats Of course, the hot one is Ben Gray and Lavanya Goodwin in District 2, but it's also been heating up Ron Hugg and Andrew Adams in District 4, which is South Side. So, yeah, there's a lot to be looking out for here and a lot of decisions to be made if you are in any of these areas. Love to know how you're going to swing on your vote. Love to know what's going on there. So it's happening on the 13th. Of course, early voting is going down right now. It started on April 28th, so you can send in your vote, or you can go put the ballot in the box, those white drop boxes, or you can always go up to 1222 West Center Road in Omaha and vote in person over there, or just wait to on the day of the vote on the 13th, go to your poll and be sure to check out what your polls are and have your ID ready. Of course, we're in that era as well. You got to have your ID, find out, confirm where your poll is at because it might have moved, and go do your duty on May 13th. So shout out to Preston McKesson and Douglas County Democratic Party for giving us the information and reminding us of some things as well. And we appreciate that very much. Moving on real quick with some haps, we got advocacy and challenges in the community. This MORE group is going to be featuring our man Sherman Wells, a community advocate. This is tonight from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. via Zoom and Facebook Live. So be checking that out on the MORE page. And I'm sure Sherman Wells will probably be reposted it on his page as well. So let's see what that group is talking about. And of course, if Sherman Wells is on there, we pretty much co-signing. He's pretty much co-signing for this group here, and by appearing. So yeah, they've been doing good work. I've been wanting to get into more of what the work they've been doing because they also have a podcast that they broadcast that I put in Friends of First Guy Omaha every once in a while. So definitely check it out. Also, we got to do our duty with the Empowerment Network. Get this on your calendar, May 16th. This is coming up. This is going to be huge. The Rebuild and Transform, Rediscovering Self-Sufficiency in the Midst of Uncertainty. The 18th Annual Rebuilding the Village Conference and Revive Black Business Expo. If you want to see what's going on when we say Empowerment Network and who's all in the network, definitely check this out because you're going to see tons of black businesses here. And you're also going to talk to national speakers and other people as well, giving speeches and stuff like that too. So definitely check this out. Definitely go to rtvomaha.com, or you can hit the QR code down there to register for this. Highly encourage that you go check it out. There's a list of speakers here. We'll put this in Friends of First Guy Omaha so you can study it up a little bit and find out who's coming to speak. But yeah, this is going to be awesome. So the 18th annual, I've been doing this 18 years. We think we doing something in here for 4 years. They've been running for 18 years with these things. And, the question that always brings the question to me, what would things be like if there wasn't these efforts going on? Things can be bad, but they can get worse.
Man, it's a good question.
Yep. So that's what's happening. Hungry Club is back. This is also happening today at noon, from noon to 1. Hungry Club at Big Mama's Kitchen and Catering over there at the Highlander. Joanne LaFleur is going to be talking. Joanne LaFleur Jiki is going to be talking about what's coming up for the Malcolm X 100. I'm quite sure that's going to be the subject of her talk. So definitely check that out. I don't think they do this online anymore, so you'd have to kind of go to the Hungry Club. Might as well go at lunchtime, order some food, and listen to some of the speeches. Say again.
It is the Hungry Club. Just saying.
It is. You can't sit the Big Mamas and not be hungry and get some. So I like this event because it is something that happens. It's a short talk, just for that hour. If you're at work, you can come and spend your lunch break, talking to some folks and listening to some speeches and eating some food. So yeah, shout out to Big Mamas for continuing the Hungry Club. Love that. Jumping back in the chat real quick before we move on, Mark Manor says, went to Kansas City and I did buy a record there. You better buy a record on your day. I heard that.
Nice.
Black Dynamite says, good morning, y'all. Pops is talking about that flash storm out there. They said stay inside because going outside is life threatening.
Man.
Can you imagine that?
In the desert.
Hey man, violent weather. Every place got their something. That's real. RG says, let me find out. Streetcar Sally is gonna pop up. She's gonna be outside, bro. This is the election season. She know what she's doing. She's gonna be outside.
Man. That part.
For real. Mark Manor says, next week they have a killer show. I'm going to miss it. I will be in California. Mr. Longe? Who are you talking about?
I think he's talking about Kansas City is having a killer show.
Kansas City. Tell us what you're talking about. If we're missing something that we need to be checking out for sure.
Yeah, who's
Yeah.
performing?
Yep. Speaking of Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, we have to put this up here because this is going to be awesome. This block
Yeah.
party. Put this on your calendar for real. May 17th, the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, Building 36 at Evans. Come and check out local vendors, artists, DJs, and food trucks with special guests. Dead Prez in the house. So legendary
Yeah.
hip hop group Dead Prez. Shout out to 87.9 The Culxr for being a part of that show as well. If you're interested in becoming a vendor, you can sign up before the spots fill up. So hit them up at mx100.org and yeah, be a part of this. This is going to be a legendary day. I'm sure the whole country will be checking this out for Malcolm X's 100th birthday celebration in the place of his birth with such a high level legendary artist performing. So
Man.
yeah, man, shout out to North End Teleservices as well. Everybody involved in putting this on. Put this on your calendar. It's going down for real.
Man, is that connected to the gala they're supposed to have? They're having at
I
the
believe it is because I see some dates here at the bottom. If I can get this ticker off, May 15th to June 1st is they're having this cultural celebration of life. So I think there's several events that's going on in this time frame.
Okay.
And that's one of them. So maybe we can have somebody on from Malcolm X Memorial Foundation and find out, or you can ask Joanne at the Hungry Club today, a little later on at Big Mama's. So yeah, something to see for sure. So yeah, appreciate that. If you have any haps, anything going on, let us know. Oh, Mr. Lange from Black Sheep. Mr. Lange, I never seen his name spelled like that. From Black Sheep and Ed OG and more at Culxr House. Oh, you talking about I know what you're talking about. Yeah, this is the thing the event that I was thinking about. We were going to be talking about. We'll have Marcey Yates on and we'll talk about some of the events coming up. Not just today's event, but yeah, some more Culxr House events. And shout out to Culxr House and shout out to Omaha Performing Arts for putting a lot of this hip hop stuff together, man. I'm really kind of makes me proud of the city when I see them, digging deep like that, bringing out some major folks. This is kind of we're on our tip, like what we want to do, bring out some major folks to Omaha and all that. So that's what's up, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, RG said old boy from Black Sheep. I think is what he's talking about.
Okay.
Didn't realize it.
Man, so they come to Omaha. I thought he was talking about something in Kansas City still.
But he's gonna be in Kansas City, so he's gonna miss that Omaha show.
Man, okay. Yeah, shout out to the Culxr House. Definitely looking forward to speaking to Brother Marcey a little later on to hear. I mean, we need to start having them on a little more, like to hear. There's so much going on between music, art, and now we're talking about today, getting out the vote and getting civically engaged as well. They do have a lot of workshops and things there. So yeah, big shout out to the Culxr House and shout out to all of you for tuning in right now. Before we dive into the topics for today.
Yeah, I had a few more things, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, how you doing, man? Like,
I'm hanging, man. I'm hanging in there. I'm doing good. I'm just ready. I'm anticipating the summer. There's so many events and so many things going on, man. Joy Fest. Yeah, of course we got Juneteenth that's happening. This is the Omaha Days, Native Omaha Days summer. The big 100 celebration, Malcolm X. I mean, I'm really I got people coming in town. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this summer I'm getting hyped about what's going to happen and trying to map out like all the things I want to be a part of and check out, and also as First Sky Omaha being a part of too. So just getting that energy up, ramping that up because there's a lot happening. We're gonna be talking about a lot of it coming up in a big way.
Man, speaking of that, what else you got? My bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. We were speaking of workshops. Summer camp is happening. This is another thing going on in the summer. NOMA's getting down with some beginners, intermediate, and expert, lessons, music summer camps, drum camps, keyboards, songwriting camps, all kinds of stuff, man. And I'm really excited about this. And when I learned about it this year, I thought, oh man, I hope we get to be a part of making some of this happen. There's a lot that's going to be happening on the block, on the Deuce, 24th and Lake Street area, man. NOMA, the stuff that we're seeing that's coming out of Union for Contemporary Art. There's just a lot of stuff going on. And of course, Native Omaha Days and everything will be based on 24th Street. Here's a link if you want to sign your kids up for the summer music camps. And definitely check out the NOMA page. We've been calling them Loves Jazz. I still call them Loves Jazz, but man, NOMA is doing some things. As soon as I saw that they were starting to put some classes together and stuff like that for the kids, music classes for the kids on the Deuce. Man, I can't deny that. Well, whatever my feelings are about the space, I can't deny that. So they're activating that space in the way that we're trying to get them to activate. That's what's happening
for the
so,
babies.
yeah, for the babies. We also are going to have our content creators camp. We don't have a flyer for that yet. Content creators camp also coming up in the summer. Lots of camps to be able to send your kids to. Of course, check in with the BAA. Black Agenda Alliance has their survival club and everything else they got going on. It's gonna be plenty to do for the kids, and it's a good thing. We need to really kind of talk about it.
Yeah. Step up.
Kids need something to do. Step Up program, Empowerment Network. Kind of need to make a list.
Yeah.
One more thing I need to speak about on the community updates before we go. The three sisters that passed away in the river, they're going to have a funeral service at Salem Baptist Church, 3131 Lake Street. The date is May 15th at 11 a.m. The doors will open at 10. So this will be a kind of a memorial celebration of life for these three young sisters that lost their life in the river. That you've been tuning in the ongoing story that's been happening here, where they were looking for the bodies for the past few weeks and they found them. And tears, prayers and tears go out for the families that have lost their kids, and they're going to be, have a opportunity to grieve together and get some support on this day here. So May 15th, put this on your calendar, 11 o'clock. And man, shout out to Salem Baptist Church and everybody who's putting this together for the families. There are some GoFundMe's happening around, and I do have a GoFundMe for the Moo family, Trey Moo and Ed Crest Moo, who passed away, and we'll grab the one for the other family as well. I can't really find it right now. Haven't been able to find it. As a matter of fact, I got to reach out to. I think Chrome Lewis is a part of putting some of this together. So we'll reach out and we'll get that one as well and put that on Friends of First Sky Omaha. So there you go. That's a community updates. We got a lot more updates coming up in the rest of the show. Of course, our special guest Marcey Yates will come through and we'll talk about some events that are happening there. Before we get to the topics of the day, I see Mark Manor in the chat says, had a woman call me last week saying she was coming to town for Native Omaha Days last week, and she asked if she could bring me some of her husband's albums to sell Calvin Key's wife.
Man,
I want to see them records.
Hey, bring me them records.
I just want to see them. I don't have to have them. Appreciate it. Thanks for your patience with all the Haps. Like I said, this is coming up. We what's the Hap Wednesday? Like I said, yeah, it's going down. So we do have a thread today though that we want to talk about. I'll let Buddy go ahead and jump in on that before we go to a break. What's going on? What's on top of your mind, Buddy?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this season we've been talking a lot about, this is the season of the ballot, and we've kind of changed it from the ballot and the bullet again, or the ballot or the bullet, giving a nod to the old Malcolm X speech. The ballot and the bullet is what we're kind of going for. What is your bullet has been our question of this season, but we're 1 week away from the election, so I did want to talk about the ballot a little bit today. Yeah, it's coming up quickly, man. As you mentioned, Lincoln already had their general yesterday, actually, and then Omaha is slated to have its general election next Tuesday. And let's dive into it. There's been several debates. Of course, we're still in the thick of interviewing and lining up and reaching out to candidates to try to get their information out as soon as possible. But for those who haven't already checked it, as you see on your screen, you can check out our YouTube page. We have interviewed a few of the candidates that are still in the thick of things, especially as you see on screen, brother Ben Gray and sister Lavanya Goodwin, who are both running for District 2. But we did not get to interview the mayors. That our focus was city council. And I'm seeing a lot of support for John Ewing. So I definitely want to talk about this latest report on his campaign budget. A lot of money tied to how the campaign is going. So we'll definitely be talking about that. We'd love to hear your input. How you feeling about this race? How you feeling about your choices? What you've seen since we've had several debates from the candidates. We'll definitely love to dive into that. And again, kind of continue our conversation from Monday about the list that the Black Advocates Group put out. What is the people's will? What would you like to see from the mayors? What are some goals, not just from city council, but from mayors? And again, getting used to having your voice be heard. We'll dive into also a little propaganda campaign that's going out about that. But we got to raise our voices. We have to raise our voices because there's another narrative, another voice that's been put out that we can't just let dominate things. So We'll be talking about that and a few other things going on. We've been paying attention to what's happening in the legislature, some medical marijuana debates happening, actually some stories coming out in regards to that, which is very interesting on the timing. Paul, you had a very interesting and in-depth, thoughtful post on Friends of that I thought really, very jumped out to me. So talking about all that and more, of course, again, 6 days into the election. So keep that front of mind. And of course, always let your mind be free, let your voice be heard. We're here and until about what, 9 your time?
No, 8.
Eight.
Look, don't jump on the RG and like dynamite train, try to put an extra hour on.
Hey, man, I'm trying to keep up, man. If you believe in the concept, if you believe in the concept. On that note, though, Paul B, kicking it back to you, man.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna jump into a break here real quick. I appreciate you telling us about today's thread, some of the things that's in the news. Marlon Harrison says between the Malcolm X 100 celebration, College World Series, Juneteenth celebrations, Native Omaha days, and everything in between, Omaha is gonna be busy place this summer.
Man,
you ain't lying. The hood table is in the house. I appreciate you coming through. Says good morning. My heart goes out to the families. Omaha really stepped up to support and search and the recovery effort and fundraising for them. RIP to those 3 beautiful girls. Appreciate the sentiment. Yeah, that's exactly how we feel. And shout out to you for coming on through. Appreciate that. Look, I told you, you'll start some mess. Black Dynamite, see? He said you heard it first from Buddy.
Hey, don't listen to me, man. Don't listen to me.
Good morning, Wanda Lewis. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and jump into the subjects. And again, we're anticipating our special guest coming through. Marcey Yates will be from Culxr House will be joining us. And until then, meantime, between time, we'll be right. Didn't mean to hit that. Meantime, between time, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. You're listening to First Guy Omaha in the morning. Yeah, Paul B, Buddy the Gawd. 1 hour show tonight. 1 hour. Not 2, not 3. Uno.
Lead poisoning in children under 7 is scary, but it's also 100% preventable. Not only can lead be found in paint and soil, it can be found in many common spices, certain baby foods, and brought home from job sites. Children with lead poisoning might not show any symptoms until their levels are dangerously high. So ask your healthcare provider for a lead test for your child. You can help prevent lead poisoning in children.
Shout out to Douglas County Health Department for that message. Every time I see stuff like that, I think about the resilience of people that have been living under these kinds of circumstances for so long. Man, the fact that we have all survived the way that we have seems like a miracle sometimes, with everything thrown against us. So it is the thing. Definitely check that out. Shout out to the health department for that. And also shout out to Precious McKesson for sending the message over about the elections and making us, reminding us that it's going down. Like Precious McKesson always says, if your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't try so hard to suppress it. So find your polling place, double check your polling place, make sure you got your ID and your ID's up to date. And if it's not, go get it. While you're at it, go ahead and get that real ID stamp on it so you can travel. Because that's today is the deadline on that. After today, you will not be able to travel domestically without a real ID sticker on your license.
Man.
So even if your license is not out of date yet, you got to go get it renewed anyway, so you can get that real ID on it, so you can get on a plane around here. That's the world we living in now.
Show your papers. Where your
papers,
man.
Nope. But RG is look. They teaming up, putting the pressure on. They want that time. Hey man, you want to come go to work for me today? then I might stay on for another hour then. But we got things to do, a whole job to do.
Man. Or you can just stay on for another hour and look at a black screen. It's up to you.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, as a matter of fact, when you set up a little online radio station for you or something, you just
Hey.
and keep the conversation going. Speaking of the conversation, let's go ahead and jump into what we're talking about today.
Yeah, man, let's go ahead and dive into it. I do want to hear from the people. So, this is what we're here for. And I want to present the question as far as how are we feeling about Ewing? Again, 6 days. 6 days until the election. For those of you who haven't already gone out, because I do know we have some early voters out there, which you can do that right now. So the clock is currently ticking. But if you are one who likes to go on the day of D-Day, if you will, then yeah, you got 6 days. Hopefully you've been doing your research. We've been again doing our job as far as trying to present as much information as we can, at least on the city council members. But again, we did not speak to our mayoral candidates. And as the race is heating up, things are actually getting pretty tight. This coming out of the Omaha World Herald. As far as the financial aspect of the race, we always hear about Mean Jean and the cash that she's raking in on her campaigns, and how a lot of media outlets kind of view that and frame that as kind of shoe in for her, a sign that she's going to win. And this might be a similar situation as far as indicating how tight the race is. Again, shout out to Brother Ewing, who's picking up on the financial side of things. In the early parts of his campaign, according to this World Herald article, raised about $81,000 reported as far as his campaign. But now, just last week, his latest campaign finance report says about $455,000 in the 6 weeks ending in April 28th. So again, just about last week, with about $507,000 in new receipts coming from Stothard. So again, very, very close. Only about a $50,000 margin, which could be just one donation. Really could even that out. Again, Ewing's new financial support has helped him make a competitive race, and we're not only seeing the financial side, but seeing a lot of support in social media, things like that. And I'm kind of again want to toss it to the people, and really picking up from Monday. What will we like to see from John Ewing? If you're one of the people who's waving the Ewing flag, what do you like that you have seen so far? And is it a case also of people just being so tired of Stothard? I see, RG always saying, get Streetcar Sally up out of the paint. Are you just tired of Stothard, or are we so high on Ewing? We say you.
I even see some people in the chat at times during the shows that are saying, what's the difference between the two of them as far as policy and stuff is concerned? John Ewing has been in law enforcement for a long time. Gene Stothard is bullish on law enforcement all the time. The budget seems to be raised every year for it. So there's a lot of people that don't really see a difference, but I'm also seeing people that don't usually chime up for anything political, really behind Ewing and really kind of saying, "Hey, let's get together and do that." So when you got the streets for you, and you got and you got other areas in the city for you as well, I'm seeing a lot of support. This money coming up to the $500,000 mark means that there's some big money donors out there that are behind him in a big way. Interesting how they both between the two of them, it's about to be $1 million race. Between the two of them, they're raising $1 million for this race. And then I always come back to this question: does more money than the other person equal a win? Where is that money? Where does that money go? You raise $500,000 for what? To pay for some media so that you can get the word out more? Where else does that money go? Because that's really all that it's supposed to be going to is your campaign, and your campaign means buy ad space, buy ads, TV, radio, so on and so forth. So if the message is just in your face more, then what? Nobody's approached us to do any media advertising on our channel, but I will say this: I see more people posting John Ewing stuff, just grassroots level,
Right.
on Friends of First Sky Omaha. You guys don't even know. Like, the moderation of Friends of First Sky Omaha is for every post that you see with John Ewing as the subject, there's 4 people or 5 people that posted the same thing that I'm deleting because I don't want it to be 5 and 6 people on 5 or 6 of the same post on the page. So he's got an army of people out here, grassroots, online, social media, blasting everywhere. There's probably some people in the chat or the ghost listeners listening right now that are part of that team. So from my perspective, I'm seeing people loving John Ewing right now and really pushing behind him and really going for it from every level, from the
Mhm.
streets to the family foundations. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
feels like it's going down. But
Yeah.
I also want to hear from the people as well. What say you? I love that question you're asking. Are you just tired of Mayor Stothard? Or are you excited about Ewing? You just want something different, or is there something specifically about Ewing you're excited about? Love to hear from you on that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Also acknowledging what Mama God says. She says I requested early voting twice and did not receive. Just going to polling place. Did anybody else have any issues with early voting, receiving an early ballot? Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, I'll do it. Tony Johnson in the chat says yesterday's World Herald articles about OPS funding and Ewing got people talking. Yep, like I said, I've been hearing people talking for sure. Mama God says I think he's a healthy change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you okay? Okay. It sounds like a little bit of both. Like she's tired of mean and feel like Brother Ewing is, what she might be looking for. And also part of this conversation is what would you like to see from Ewing? What are some things that you are hoping for from a mayor?
I think one of the things that he's really running on a lot is more transparency, more communication with the public about things that are happening. There's a post going around with Mayor Stothard who was saying she wanted people to be able to vote on whether or not the streetcar was happening, and then in some of the later debates, it sounded like she forgot she said that. So she,
I
so,
mean, come on, man. She was the mayor when they made the decision, so she wanted people to vote. People would have voted. Come on now.
yeah, yep. So I think that's one of the things that everybody's running on is the transparency piece. But what say you? What is it that you think a mayor? What is it that you've learned a mayor is supposed to be doing, and what is it that you see this mayor isn't doing, and what do you think that Ewing as mayor would do? Is kind of my train of thought on the question. So love to hear from you. If you don't put it in the chat today, please post it in Friends of First Sky
Yeah,
Omaha. Your
yeah.
comments, love to hear that. And before we move on to the next thing, buddy, what do you want from a mayor? You thought of that?
Yeah. As far as Omaha specific mayor, I definitely want to see somebody who's inclusive of the city. Of course, this feeling that North Omaha is often left out, aside from a few token maybe community members. And that's not a jab at them, but it's just how they're being used. Um, so I would like to see more of that. Definitely somebody who's willing to do the job, especially with this housing situation. The plausible deniability is not really my job kind of energy that I'm getting from
Mm.
Gene Stothard. That's a no-go. And then which I'm going to get into here in a second, this whole police situation. Somebody who can at least create, if not leading the charge, create an environment where the police and the community can actually have a functional relationship and feel more cohesive.
Mhm.
I definitely think, as you mentioned, Mayor Stothard has been pretty bullish on the police, going back to Freedom Summer, some of the things that we've seen. And now I know she's not ahead of the county level, but the mayor can have a huge voice in some of this ICE stuff. We haven't really talked about it, but there's a lot of conversation between federal government and county, and city municipal levels about housing ICE. Deport or ICE detainees, so where does Mayor Stothard stand on some of that stuff? Just not very vocal, on issues unless it's something that seems to be a good look for her.
Mm. Interesting. Tony Johnson in the chat says neither seem to have a team that comments on items beyond just posting a comment saying they are voting for the candidate. Phil Ewing camp missed some key social media moments. I'd like to
Okay.
hear what those are. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Also, Mama Guy says, I said before primary that something around streetcar is going to be something she has to grapple with.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely there's no denying because there's media pieces all over the place where she was really adamant on saying that people need to vote on this, and then nobody got a chance to, and then later on she says, well, I didn't really say that, and we're like, yeah, you said that. So we'll see, but But I will say that when I think about when I think about the mayor, I think about somebody that maybe Ewing has more of a grasp on what's going on in North Omaha.
Mm,
Is closer to the situation than Mayor Stothard has been, or at least would consider what North Omaha needs a little bit more, and not just it's really interesting. Like nobody's really being like because it'll be the first black mayor. I think we got over that with Obama. The first black something is not the thing anymore.
hmm
We kind of know like you can be black and be in there, working against our interests.
Man,
That
totally.
hasn't been anything that's come up. I haven't seen anybody that's be like, let's vote for him because he's black. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mm,
normally hear some of that kind of stuff down, on the streets, but that's not what I've been hearing. I've been hearing people that's actually looking at being like, he's thinking about North Omaha a little bit more than our current mayor is, and she's had many years for us to be seeing what she's doing and not doing, and what North Omaha is, how North Omaha is suffering in the meantime. You know what I'm saying? So
hmm
yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody's comment on that. Anthony Rogers right in the chat says that he needs to push back against the Forbes ranking Omaha as the best place to live in the nation, which I hear Mayor Stothard say all the time in every speech.
Man.
This is not the case when it comes to equity. Omaha is at the bottom when it comes to that metric. So this is interesting too. So if he pushed back on some of that, I know that I've heard him talk about the situation with like law enforcement here, and
Man.
he's been a part of what's going on with Empowerment Network. So he'll say that too. The other states and other cities have come in to see what we're doing here because we're successful there. So he's a little bit on that narrative too as well, but a little bit more pointed to North Omaha. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to stick with that point and kind of build on that. Actually, brother Anthony Rogers right in the chat, going on the same page. He says, and I'd like to know why Ewing believes we need to hire 100 more cops if crime is indeed going down, which is something, as you mentioned, that people have, kind of pointed to as been similar between the two as far as their stance on police. Again, as you mentioned, Ewing, a former police officer. And this is a big thing. We've talked about it on Monday again, as far as the state level and the push to arrest 11-year-olds and detain 9-year-olds, and again, just putting pressure on the babies. And a mayor will play a big role in how that plays out, especially in Omaha, Douglas County, which again is going to be ground zero for a lot of that activity. And I say that to say, there's a current propaganda campaign going on. I'm sure we've seen the posts on social media from the Omaha Police Officers Association about some of the incidents that have gone on in the community. And basically, they always bring it back to our juvenile system is broken. We need to do this. We need to do that, X, Y, and Z. And I am wondering, first of all, we have to start as a people, like as a community, we have to start speaking up. And, again, I've been trying to push this conversation here on this platform, but beyond this platform, just in general, we got to combat that whole agenda and narrative that's going on as far as the babies are just so wild. Yes, there are things happening, but we as a community can't let it be solved by just locking them up.
Right.
And
Cameron in the
again,
chat. Go ahead.
just who's gonna help in that fight? Will Ewing or Stothard keep the status quo, or will somebody step up?
Right. Kimmer in the chat, it says, I asked Ewing for a line item in the budget for organization beyond the neighborhood grant to support neighborhood engagement. What was his? Did he give you any feedback on whether or not that was the thing he was going to try to do? Pops also is asking, how can it be the best place to live when the motto is it's not for everybody?
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, appreciate that. Before we move on, Anthony Rogers Rice says, facts, buddy. Regardless of the outcome, will Ewing ask his donors to help fund a ballot initiative to repeal that law that wants to lock up our babies and treat them like adults?
Man.
I can answer what he's said about that, because I've been to one of his gatherings where he talked about that, and I asked him directly about that. How do you reconcile that you say we need we need 150 more police officers out here with you also saying that we do not need to lock up 11-year-olds? Because he was very adamant about the fact that bill was not good, and he was going to push back on that. So I anticipate that he probably will do something about it, whatever the power of his seat can do about it, because he was really adamant about how much he was not about that. But at the same time, I'm like, how do you reconcile that? And community policing. I was asking, is there other alternatives there that you can do? He says, well, first of all, we need to have the amount of police that we need in the city, and according to what we need, and then the relationships can get better by us having some some more communication with the police and so on. So he's from law enforcement. He's gonna see things the way that he's gonna see things from law enforcement. But I will say that he did speak out. I saw him speak twice, as a matter of fact, and both times he was very adamant on locking up 11-year-olds is not the answer. That's not what we need. Reform, and we need some things there. So again, there's plenty of interviews out there, and you can plenty of debate footage. You can see what's happening. He's also the kind of cat you can call and just ask and have a conversation with. So I would definitely say that for sure. Donnell Sessions in the chat says we don't need more over policing for sure. Appreciate that. Mama God says black mayors are no longer an anomaly. Yeah. I remember watching Good Times thinking they didn't have a black, didn't they? Oh, they had an Alderman Davis. They've been having black mayors for a lot of years. It's very true. Very true. It really depends on what it is they're doing, is the question. 7:40 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, I'm so happy that you guys are jumping in on this conversation with us because we're going in today. This is what's up. I really appreciate everybody's comments on this as well. What Archie said, what you guys talking about? We'll jump back into the chat. Donnell Sessions says it's disappointing that John Ewing wants more police. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I'm trying to understand the mentality behind them saying first they were saying we were 100 police short. I'm like, how do you come up with that metric in the first place? And then I've heard 150 police short in certain instances. Mama God said something about the chief smarter that I found interesting too. If I can find that comment real quick, this thing is moving.
It is.
She says, "I admit Chief Smarter behind her and not Ewing may stand out for some since he was a police field. So Schmatter is not behind. Well, I'm sure that Schmatter has been working with Stothard for so long. Yeah. But I don't think that I feel like there wouldn't be a clash between police and anything that Ewing is doing. Him coming from law enforcement, but hey, you never know. Yep. So again, 7:42 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come right back, and we will continue this discussion and move along the vein that we got going here, because it's a good one today. We appreciate everybody that's adding to that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All Beeee, buddy to God. Be right back, y'all. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All Beeee, buddy to God. Man, good discussion that's going on today. We had we're anticipating our special guest. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Marcey Yates, as you were seeing on the flyer there, was supposed to join us today. So we'll see what's happening. But again, that was because there is an event happening tonight at the Culxr House. The Voter Expo is happening. Okay, cool. So he's on his way. Voter Expo is going up. There's a pop-up, meet the candidates. Man, if you want to support an organization that is doing the love supreme work, as far as I'm concerned, music, art, everything in between, using being art soldiers in the fight, and also not just shunning what's going on with the vote as well. Like, this is the new thing here right now. There's a lot. I remember growing up, and if you were a musician, then you were not into politics. If you were an artist, you were not into anything political, and you just weren't a part of what was going on in the city or nothing. Nowadays, though, it's a lot different. Nowadays, you're an artist, and you're recognizing that your art is what makes you a soldier of art, and that's the only thing that's really going to battle what's happening out here, and you got to keep up with what's happening. So you keep up with what's happening by being a part of things civically. And shout out to Culxr House. They've been a staple in advocacy and everything that's going on in the city since Freedom Summer 2020. It's really going down. So as a matter of fact, I'm seeing that we have our special guest waiting in the wings. He's getting set up. We're gonna go ahead and bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, Marcey Yates in the house. Yo,
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 what up?
what's going on, bro?
Peace, God, peace.
Peace, God. What's up, fam?
Man, good to see you as always, brother, man. Proud as always, man, of the work you're doing, man.
No doubt, man. Likewise to y'all, man. Y'all always holding it down, been holding it down, giving us the news and the information and keeping the community intact, man. So I appreciate y'all.
Man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we trying. We appreciate it. I'm loving what's happening on 24th Street right now. I'm really about it. I'm really kind of fired up about the Deuce again. Just in the stuff that we've been working with as far as Union for Contemporary Art. I finally on the other side of the fence when it comes to NOMA. I've been calling them Loves Jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what was going on, but as soon as I found out that they were teaching the babies music over there, they got music programs for the kids. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about, man. The block is hot. And you've been a part of that. You've been holding down the block until it's getting hot again. So we appreciate you, what you're doing.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for just throwing that out there, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times things get kind of lost in but that's fine though, man. You know what I mean? Like I love what's happening and like the growth, you know what I mean? And I've been supporting, man. I've been supportive of everything, everybody, man, and throughout the years, man, and just the bigger goal again is the rebirth, the revitalization, man.
Yeah. And man, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, you low key been leading the charge a little bit, like as far as thinking back to the first Culxr House iteration. And you had drips and you had activity going on, but from that you're kind of the only one that's still around. From drips is no longer on the Deuce now.
I'm the last one on the block,
man, and now we're coming around to where things are picking back up with, as Paul mentioned, in Union North End teleservices coming to the block. So man, the block is hot, and you right in the thick of things still. Man, just so many questions, so much to talk about, but do want to keep it in focus of what we're talking about today. Trying to drive people to the Culxr House, trying to drive people down to the Deuce. You got the voter pop-up. Can you kind of speak to that? How did that come about, and what can the people expect?
Well, election is next week, right, on the 13th. So make sure y'all go vote. And so really, us doing our civic duty, right? When the election cycle comes, what we do is support the candidates. We feel like, one of our jobs is to introduce the community, to the candidates, give them a chance, to learn from them, voice their opinions. We've also learned more about, the offices and, the roles that these individuals are going to take, it's important, man. We've been doing candidates for the culture here for about since 2020. We launched that since the Freedom Summer, man. So it's just something that we do, and this is another part of it. We wanted to kind of stray away a little bit from the debate side, and let these candidates be more human. Kind of take the energy down a bit, man. Just have a vibe, man. Cause at the end of the day, we all a community. Whether you win or lose, we all in this together still. So we just want a relaxed vibe. We got the Noma Ensemble. They're gonna be playing live music tonight. It's gonna be dope. Rib Shack is donating some food for us.
Right?
Yep. It's gonna be a good time, a kickback community meet and greet. So come. You have a chance to voice your opinion, so the candidates can just listen. About what you want. Your experiences. And they'll be there to meet and greet, have small conversations. So.
It kind of reminds me of what they used to do back in the 60s and 70s, where people open up their homes and you come in the living room and bring the candidates and just have a talk and some food. Because like you said, man, there's plenty of debates online. There's plenty of speeches online. There's plenty of propaganda out there. There's plenty of stuff. But to just sit down and be human is really kind of key for figuring out what you really going to do in the end. I got a whole list of things that I like about certain candidates, and then I'll sit down with one session in a living room setting and have to change my whole mind based on what they talk about. So yeah, it's important what you're doing there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's important. the cool thing about it is being so close and connected just with those that are running the past and present, man. So a lot of them just a text away or a phone call
Mhm.
away. You know what I mean? And it's it's been it's been an experience. You know what I'm saying? Like just getting just get on this side of things, man, from being an artist, you know,
Yeah.
and getting more into civic engagement and things like that.
Yeah.
I realize it's just truly important. And again, for us as being artists and creatives, using art platforms, makes the difference and spreads that awareness.
Man, that's huge. That love supreme. Like, us linking, we kind of got tight and linked up about 2016, 2017 when I came back from Florida. And just to see your trajectory, to see where you are, like, I didn't see this, for myself as an artist being so entrenched in the community. But it seemed like you had this vision this whole time. The was very intentional about the space that you now occupy as far as an artist and community, organizer, activist, whatever you want to call it. Just giving your kudos on that, man. Like that's we're definitely in the same fight and we'll continue that fight. I know, Paul, you might have some questions. But I do want to eventually get into, the Culxr House, which y'all got coming up. My man Mark Manor was talking about a show y'all got coming up. So a lot of things going on with a lot of things going on with the Culxr House.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul, what you got on mind?
Yeah, I want to definitely spend some time on that. I did have one thing I wanted to ask about too. And I don't know if you feel comfortable with this, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Me and you had a conversation one time about what's going on in District 2 candidates. You had some dealings with Lavanya Goodwin before, and you were bringing out some points that had me kind of thinking about who would be good, especially when we're talking about the Deuce, the Block. I'm not trying to put you on the spot about endorsing anybody, but do you got any thoughts that you want to share about that people might find interesting on your insights being on 24th Street and what the area needs and what's going on?
Yeah. We are nonpartisan, and for
Right.
me, like I try to publicly like endorse anybody, man. All I want to do is just lay out the facts, right? And say, can they do the job, right? Regardless of how I feel personally, right?
Mm-hmm.
How anyone feels personally, I think you gotta set that aside and really look at, well, can this person do the job, right? And have they been doing the work? So between both candidates that's running for D2, they both have done work. You know what I'm saying? Ben Gray's done work. You can see that. Lavanya, she's currently on the Deuce. She leads the BID. So I've had the opportunity to work with her closely for the last like 4 years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And listen to her and her passion for 24th Street. And wanting to grow for it and her being able to collectively, what I'm saying, keep things together. In terms of like whenever something's going on that's disturbing the neighborhood or violence or whatnot, there's always emails and conversations about that and what we can do to improve that, to clean these streets up. She's been leading neighborhood cleanups now for a number of years, and we all know that that's major. Having clean streets is like, people don't talk about it enough, but man, just having a clean, like, and safe neighborhood is key. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Key
Just
for
to
growth.
growth and development. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mhm,
For
mhm.
investment, for people to just want to come down there. So she's been running on that, and she's standing on that farm. And I believe that is a jump start to, the development and revitalization. We got to clean the streets up. You know what I mean? But to add to that, she's been doing this work for a number of years, and kind of knows in and out what the community needs, and what we need to improve. What I'm saying, the livelihood down there. For investment and growth.
Well,
So
it's gonna be a tough choice for some, for sure. Because I appreciate you bringing the fact that both candidates have done a lot. Definitely check it out. Also, I wanted to give you a shout out too, man. We've been doing some candidate get to know the candidates, and as you can see, a couple of the candidates down there
oh
got Culxr House
hey,
in the background. So we just want to thank you publicly for the space.
Man,
be able to hold those conversations as well. So
Man, for sure. Yo, where are those videos hosted at, man? I need to reshare those. That on
YouTube.
the page?
most
YouTube?
definitely, yeah, first guy on my whole
Okay.
YouTube page. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. It look good, man.
It looks
Okay.
sweet, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Check them all out, man. Because even the ones that are not winning the race now, they still are now backing other candidates and got a lot to say. And the young cats are the future of politics, as far as I'm concerned. So definitely, these are still very relevant videos for you to go to check out and get to know some of these candidates too. So appreciate you
Okay.
for the space, man, for real.
Yeah, for sure. And it's good that you mentioned that the candidates that didn't win, they are showing their support for other candidates. One thing about this thing that, during the season and with my experience, man, it gets really nasty. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Mhm.
And you hope that people can be friends after this, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
And support, you know what I'm saying, others if they don't win, you know what I mean? Because again, we're all in this together. So it's good to hear that. I've heard from some of the candidates that didn't win, and they're enthused to come through tonight and just be there. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's not just about the candidates running, but the ones that did run too. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Hmm.
Right? Come out, conversate, meet the people. You're not irrelevant because you didn't win. Like, you're
Right.
still important too.
Man,
For
it's a
sure.
great point. It's a great point. Man, it can get nasty. It's a yeah, it's a whole case. Somebody got defamation. Yes.
Hey,
Dog.
but I mean, it got nasty, but it could have got way nastier. I
Yeah.
seen other races and other communities that are,
Yeah.
we for the most part we doing all right
Oh
on
yeah.
E2.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Let's
Yep.
jump in, man. You got plenty of stuff happening, upcoming events going down, man, and I'm just gonna throw up a couple of graphics here that's got a few things. I love the way that you've listed this out here.
That's dope.
And the one I'm super excited about, man, Block Party 2, bro.
All right.
Oh,
CO Smooth, man.
Come on, man.
at
Mr.
OG,
Mr.
like this,
Lange.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man,
this is awesome. DJ Mr. Soul gonna be in the house, man. I'm loving the fact that you guys are teaming up with Omar Performing Arts Hip Hop Lab. It really is a feather in their cap, Omaha Performing Arts, to reach out to the Culxr House for some of this. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Man,
the collab shows intelligence with the Omaha Performing Arts organization, as far as I'm concerned. Because if they're going to do anything about bigging up hip hop in this 50th 51st year, then they need to get with the people who are holding it down, like the Culxr House, and I appreciate that. Tell us about what's going on with this and your collab, and what are you excited about as far as events coming up. I mean, we talked about what's happening tonight. We definitely got to put it on people's mind to come 5:30 tonight. But what else is happening at Culxr House?
Um, man, yeah, like you said, the collaboration with Omar Performing Arts, and their hip hop lab. So, give a shout out to Aaron Gregory, the program leader over there. Making a connection. Uh, making that just making us a team, right?
Yeah.
When they create the hip hop labs, he felt it makes sense, and I felt it makes sense too. Shout outs to Rip. He come in
Oh yeah.
and yeah, Rip, man,
hey.
he been working with us, man, and things have changed a lot since he been in there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It feels good. It feels the right move, like the right thing.
Man.
Heck
Shout
yeah.
outs to Houston, Alexander too for his involvement, but shout outs to the whole hip hop lab squad, you know what I mean?
Right.
Putting it together. Of course, shout outs to Culxr House, man, just laying a foundation so when we can do something like this, you know what I mean? Um, it means a lot that we can grow into a partnership like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then have a chance to bring legends. I mean, legends like, bro, that we grew up listening to, that got
Man.
classics. I mean, straight classics that like you got this up here, right? And people like have heard CL Smooth, but they probably just don't know. Like, hey man, he's behind that they reminisce. You know what I'm saying? That Troy. You know
Right.
what I'm saying, with P Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Man.
And
yeah,
I'm a one of my all time favorite rappers is Drez from Black Sheep. I didn't realize that
yeah,
Mr. Lange was the cat's name from Black Sheep. I just learned that today, or got reminded
exactly.
about it anyway. So I mean,
Yeah,
legendary artists that you guys sit up here, man. This is crazy.
Man, and some
yeah,
dope
man.
DJs, man. Shout out Mr. Soul, Ivan Alvarez. Man, it's bringing the elements, man.
Hey man, so Ivan, it says Alvin Alvarez, right? I
Alvarez.
Hey, all this time I thought it was Alvarez, bro. And
Yeah,
then and then I Yeah. So shout out to Ivan, man. My bad, bro. I did the whole
Alvarez.
time. I was reading, I was like, Alvarez. Oh man, on the radio it sounded like Alvarez, man. You know what
You say it
I'm saying?
fast. Yep. Yep. Man, shout out to everybody that's a part of this, man. This is May 16th. Put it on your calendar, 6:30 p.m., man. Definitely get down with this. This
Hey,
is the must. Yeah, go ahead.
the day before, the night before though, May 15th, right? The
Mm.
culture talk that I'm hosting in our panelists with, we got the one and only April Walker from Walkerware. Uh we got Triple OG brand that's out
Word.
there in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We got Rick Edwards, who was he used to run the whole Machiavelli wear thing, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be here in Omaha, man, at Culxr House. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lead that talk, man. It's about fashion and culture. So that's the
Man,
night before on the 15th. So definitely be there for that too.
That's
But
insane.
yeah, uh-huh.
man, just a true house of culture. Like I don't know if you can find a more fitting name than Culxr House as far as all the things that are housed at that location. But you and I had the conversation. It's more than just the building, more than just the
Mhm.
edifice. Like you're building space for culture. As far as fashion, the fashion shows. Music, art battle. Like literally, you're a platform for the culture. Man, I can't give you flowers enough, man.
And man, listen, I appreciate it. And they always say if you build it, you know what I'm saying,
They
uh
will come.
they'll come. But
Mhm.
also they'll fill it out, man, and they'll use it, you know what I'm saying, for what they need as well.
Word, 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 word. Well,
Appreciate it, man. It is 8 o'clock right now. If you're leaving the concept of time, man, I do think that we need to have you back like on a more regular basis to talk about what's going on there because it really is kind of the center of what's happening in the culture as far as I'm concerned, and you've been holding it down. So let's make
Yeah.
this a regular thing, bro.
Hey, for real, at least like once a week, like just have me
man.
on, get updating the culture. You feel me?
I'm with it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, I'm with that, man. Peace, God. You know what I
Peace,
mean?
peace, peace. Yeah,
Or
I'll be reaching out, bro. I'll be reaching out.
okay, bet that up, bet that up. Oh yeah, and I did want to shout out. Cause we talked about the Deuce and who's all left, man.
Yeah,
Elijah is still left too. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because she
Yeah,
was
Joy Fest.
Elijah was a part of the startup. You know what I
Right.
mean? And she got a thing going on with Joy Fest. So shout out to that, and make sure y'all put that on your calendars too.
Big time.
Yeah, man.
Big time.
In collaboration with the Union for Contemporary Art now too. So I'm seeing everything coming together, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to the union, man. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah,
under fire for a little bit, man. You know what I mean? But the director stayed 10 toes down, fighting through all the, the BS and stuff like that. You know. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, shout outs to Lakeisha out there at the union. You know what I mean? For
Telling you,
sure.
Man,
man, block is
the
hot
youth,
right now. Telling you,
Block
youth
is hot.
move.
it's real. All right, bro. We catch up with you, and let's definitely put this weekly thing in place for real, for real.
For sure, for sure. All right, y'all. Peace out, man. I'll see y'all later.
All
Man,
right,
peace and
peace,
love.
peace, peace. Man, that's what's
Man,
up.
the man, Marcey Yates, holding it down.
I always get reminded about how much of in the camp that he is with us, man.
Oh yeah.
We just a couple of artists trying to stay civically engaged. So that's what's really going on, man. We're gonna go ahead and get up and get out of here, man. I really appreciate everybody that joined us today. Just a little bit of a reminder. Yesterday was the anniversary of the 1975 tornado that ripped through here, and it was one of the most devastating tornadoes in Omaha history. I think Nebraska Furniture Mart got tore up. It went down major thoroughways, and
Destroyed.
it destroyed a lot, man. And they were talking about it yesterday as the anniversary of this, and I remember this. This is why I
Mm.
wanted to bring it up because I was 2 years old, bro. I was born in '73. I was 2 years old and came out here to visit the grandparents. And I remember getting rushed off the plane, rushed in the car, and rushed in the basement because the tornado was hitting as I was coming in. So that was one of my first memories was remembering the panic and grandparents and moms and everybody's face trying to get down in that basement.
Man,
So just to remember, we've had some bad tornadoes and some damage and stuff since, but nothing like that in 1975. So definitely wanted to shout out the anniversary of that bad boy, and definitely big it up. Also, shout out to Elevator Spaces. We've been doing some stuff. As a matter of fact, we
mm.
got a couple more candidates that we're going to be interviewing tomorrow. District 1 and somebody from District 4. We're going to be interviewing them at Elevator Spaces. So I just want to give them a shout out for letting us use the space again to be able to do some of our work. And they also got this small business booster giveaway going on, 15 grand. Are you a small business looking for a space and ready to scale? This giveaway is for you. You want some more information? You can apply over there. Go to Elevator Spaces. Let's see, what is the I got to get
Small print. That's the smallest of the small.
yeah. I'm not even gonna try to look at that. Readers and no readers. It's not happening. We'll get some more information on this and put this in Friends of First Guy Omaha. But shout out to Elevator Spaces and this small business giveaway they're getting down with. That's what's up.
Man.
With that, let's go ahead and then wrap it up, buddy. What's on your mind? What's your words for the people?
Man, really quickly, man. Families. Pops in the chat giving some love to Yates. He says, like the Love and Allen names are part of Omaha history, so will the Yates name. And I just gotta make a correction, man. Marcey Yates is not actually his real name. He is a Young. Marcey is a Young, as in Young Bank, as in Young Advisors, as in Stable Gray. The Young family gets down, man. So yeah, shout out for real.
Vicky Young of what was she at? NAACP.
Come on, man.
Family has done big things, man. Julian Young, shout out to the Young family. Marcey Yates is the stage name, and but the Young name is already ringing out in that big way, Pops, for real.
Yeah, so yeah, giving flowers, man. So that's what makes community, though, man. All these families coming together, and we all family, man. So shout out to you, y'all are our family as well, and we appreciate the support, the love that we always get from y'all, man. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. 6 days until the general election. Please make sure you get out there and vote, have your voice be free and heard. More importantly, so with that, man, catch the same time, same place on Friday, and yeah. Look out for that weekly wrap. Follow us on all social media. Make sure you check out our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you at.
Like and subscribe over on YouTube as well. We got more stuff coming over there for sure.
Man. But in the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo, man. Sean McCarthy says, great show as always. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you. Pop says, love you all and see you on Friday. Appreciate that. Heather Williams says, great show. Have a good one, everyone. Appreciate you as well. Like Dynamite is reminded that
it's 9 a.m. where I'm at. I'm just letting you know it's 9 a.m. It is 9 a.m.
9 a.m. somewhere in the world.
Time to go.
Yep. That's what's up, man. Mama God says Northo is fam-based spot. Love you, fam. Appreciate you, Mama God. Appreciate everybody that's in the fam, and we are related in more ways than one. So I appreciate everybody that has joined us, even if we're not blood related. It's First Guy fam. Check out the newsletter every week. In the newsletter, I do a highlight of the First Guy fam. So, as somebody who's been supporting us, especially the $10 people, $20 people, $25 people, the $50 people, members of First Guy Omaha in the morning. And by the way, you can be one if you want to by going to firstguyomaha.com and hitting the join button. But also go ahead and sign up for the weekly wrap so that you can also be highlighted for your support around here, and also catch up with some of the articles and the things that we've been talking about, and just get into this communication where we can fight this algorithm, because who knows what social media channels are going to be doing, man. We got to have a steady place where we have conversations and have information swapping and gathering, and that's going to be your email address, because who knows what's happening with these social media channels.
The oligarchs
will go tomorrow. That's right. Appreciate that very much. Shout out to the Omaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. And shout out to you, the Chatchimers, allowing us to speak with you. Thank you for all your questions, your comments, your great suggestions, and your insights. We couldn't do this show, and the show wouldn't be as rich without your participation. So we really appreciate you, the Chatchimers especially. But we also appreciate the ghost listeners that are out there. I run into people in the street all the time saying that they listen all the time. They listen in. And they check in with us and see what's going on, and see, we might be a little bit of the pulse of the community to find out what the community is talking about, find out what's on your mind. There's a lot of people that are hitting us up about that because they don't have the same kind of access that we do from doing this for the 4 to 7 years. I'll say 7 years now, because I'll put in 101.3 FM in there. We've been in the community strong for almost a decade.
Man, when you put it like that.
So it's going down, man, and it's really interesting how things come up. We have some expansion with First Guy Omaha coming up. Shout out to our supporters. Shout out to us. Shout out to us and the work we've been doing, reputation that we're trying to hold around here. Shout out to us. That's right. Because if we weren't trying to hold it down the way we were, we wouldn't attract the collaborators and the people that support the same ideas we support. Without it, you can't sit at home quiet and just tap on your keyboard. you got to kind of be out there and figure out what's going on. And we're doing the best we can about being out here and connecting with the community so that we can all be on the same page. On the same page as much as we can. We'll disagree on things, but it's all about the love supreme in the end. Whether we agree or not, we're here. We might as well get together. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We got another special guest coming in on Friday, so stay tuned for that show. And in the meantime, between time, you have anything that you want to discuss or any articles that you think are relevant that need to be discussed in our next live show, then put them in Friends of First Sky Omaha, the Facebook page, and we'll dig through them before the show and be able to talk about them on Friday. So with that, take care of yourselves. It's supposed to be rainy today. Take your umbrella out if you're coming through. And yeah. It's not cold. It's just rainy.
Wow, one of the muggy, rainy days.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Air conditioner's on right now.
Man, kicking on.
All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks for allowing us to go 10 minutes past our agreed upon time.
RG Black Dynamite. That's all you get. That's all you get.
Not a full hour. You get 10.
That's it.
We'll see you on Friday, y'all.
Peace.
By the way, Van Glorious. This is protected by the Red